As I'm sure many of you have already heard by now, the news on Nelly and Ashanti expecting a child. Okay, so many blessings to that child first and foremost. May she have a healthy, happy pregnancy. That's what's most important. But one thing I want to point out is I want to point out how black women keep committing some of the same atrocities that cause black men to have a low opinion of black women. Now, is it bad that she's expecting? Absolutely not. But for this woman to have been in the game for as long as she has been, we would probably have to deem this as a intentional pregnancy, right? So by this being an intentional pregnancy, you got to kind of think about what might be going through her head right now. She might see that her career needs some sort of boost, even though I truly believe she got a lot of puff left in the Magic Dragon. We also have to consider the fact that she has been in the game for decades and ain't popped up with no kids. Don't know if she ever made any, but I'm just simply saying she was intentional about not having no kids all the way to this point of her life. So normally, under normal circumstances, when a woman hits a particular age, she's at a point in her career, and it's obviously not going to be on the incline, it's going to be on a decline. She starts to realize she wants to procure a family. And what ends up happening is she begins to move with a certain level of desperation and anxiousness to have some resemblance of a family. Meanwhile, the man on the other end has a golden opportunity because he now has a woman who can produce, who is in a state of desperation. Because is it just me, or does Nelly look like he drank a little bit too much of the Kool-Aid and partied a little bit too much? I don't know, it's just me. But when a man has a woman in a position like that, he really is getting a woman of value at a discount. And many people will say this doesn't matter. It's about love. It's about romance. And baby, no the hell it is not. I want you to go ahead and stay tuned to the end. Listen up. Drop a comment because we're going to get into this. So, of course, we as humans want companionship. We don't want to be alone. And I'm at a level of maturity where I fully understand and embrace that. So, a lot of times, you find someone you're comfortable with, y'all understand each other, it just feels easy, and you go with it. The thing is, the way that black women are catching L's in this particular realm is that we are not setting ourselves up to be in the best positions. And that is something that we've done generationally. And I would even go so far to call it a generational curse. Now, obviously, people are going to say things like, well, they ain't got enough money to take care of their kids. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the man seeing so much of a value in you that he's willing to put a ring on it. And then the next thing a person going to say, well, people can get divorces. We understand that. But when a man is willing to drop his seed in your body and be tethered to you for 18 plus years without giving you the benefit of some level of financial stability, then he deserves the child support that he might get. So let me put it to you in that way. If you're not about making those types of commitments, why are you constantly reproducing with a woman? If you're not trying to make that kind of commitment and stabilize her, why are you reproducing with a woman? There are certain behavior tendencies that reek of poverty and low socioeconomic statuses. No, we can't always help. You know, things get hot and heavy, you getting a little something, y'all having fun, and hey, sometimes you pop up pregnant. It happens. But at the end of the day, if you are a 40-something-year-old woman, your movements are intentional. So, in that plan, marriage should be included only for the purposes of breaking some of these generational curses in the black community, right? We have some profound nuances in the black community that are done patternistically. And I'm not saying that Ashanti is the poster child for baby mamas or nothing like that, or even trying to judge this lady. I'm just simply saying that, isn't it funny how you get to the middle age of your life, and instead of procuring a man who is marriage-minded and is going to make you a wife, you get with a man who operates like a bandit. He already got 2 kids. He was engaged to a woman for 7 years who wouldn't have a baby by him because she said, not until we're married. And that marriage never came to pass. See, he's not a man that's not ready to step up to a level of maturity. But the crazy part about it is, these same guys are the ones that holler about the nuclear family, but won't get married. Holler about a woman being submissive, but won't procure her financially. These are all ass-backwards things that are in our community that we continue to perpetuate. And as we can see, celebrity women are not insulated from the dust. Keke Palmer, dealing with dust. Okay? Many other women have had to deal with dust. So it has nothing to do with the financial status. It has something to do with a certain mentality. And the degenerate mentality is heavy in the rap game, along with misogyny noir. So we got to look at the facts here. And I think this is a real L for Ashanti. Because you gonna wait all these years to be somebody's baby mama? A man whose career life cycle is under the grave. And you still got a little puff left in yours. Now, by association to her, he just reinvigorated his career. But he's not letting everybody know that he chose you, that you're his girl. And see, I'm not trying to say this from a perspective of yielding to the patriarchy. I'm saying this from a perspective of black women are routinely put into positions as mules, mammies, resources. Black women are constantly being parasitically connected to our men for the purposes of them getting some sort of hedonistic supply from us and or building off of our backs. And to add insult to injury, you're not even procuring the ring or any financial responsibility outside of some sort of court-mandated child support, right? So I'm really, disappointed a little bit in her representation. You don't get this far in life without knowing a thing or two. So, maybe she just wanted a baby, and that's fine, and she was exercising her independence. But as a black woman, that's the nuance here. That's the context. As a black woman, we have our men sitting around, on their podcasts, in their rap songs, constantly degrading and devaluing and defiling the womb of a black woman. And this does nothing but add to it. Because they're willing to make you a baby mama. But the question is, are they willing to make you a wife? And if you don't make that a standard, they ain't gonna rise to the occasion unless they are marriage-minded men. And many of them are not marriage-minded men. Again, they will be tethered to multiple women. That's called being a broken buck. They will be tethered to multiple women and have multiple children with those women, but fail to make a very real commitment to them. This is about us breaking those generational curses. So, you gonna go out in history as dude's baby mama? That's not a W, sis. That's an L. That's an L. You're supposed to be out there fine and flirting, taking your trips, and getting yourself a billionaire like Miss Janet Jackson or Eve or something. Girl, you got it in you to do that. You go and do a struggle of celebrity style. Nah, that ain't it, sis. That ain't it, sis. You know what I'm saying? It ain't it. And so I just wanted to come on and bring that up. We've got to start having some standards about bringing forth life in our womb for these men. We have got to start having some standards. When you get past your 20s and you done got out of it, out of the hot and heavy, I made a drunken mistake, and you've gotten out of it without any kids, consider yourself lucky. But when you hit your 40s, everything you do is intentional. You know what you're doing. You know what it's going to take to get popped off. And so what I'm saying is, don't let desperation override your value. Because oftentimes as women, we do that. And when we do that, we lose. And it's a double loss, unfortunately and sadly, for a black woman when she becomes just a baby mama. It can happen to any of us. Don't get me wrong. It can happen to me. It can happen to anyone. The context here is that her age, literally, I even read that when they got back together, he broke up with her, and I guess she said, shit, you ain't leaving me no more. But literally a bandit, someone with a bandit logic like his, will still leave you for the enchantress that he want to marry and still have access to you by having a child with you. They don't care. They don't care. They'll still leave your ass. So, again, I start this off with saying very much so, good luck to Ashanti. A healthy pregnancy I'm wishing upon her. But I just honestly think that this is a publicity stunt for Nelly mostly, and her operating from a place of fear. And now he got her at a discount price. I truly believe it's bigger than Nelly and Ashanti. It's really just about the way we as black women have settled for a form of love and connection to a man that's not really rooted and grounded in anything of value. So, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think Ashanti took a L on this one?